Welcome to Science with Shields. I am Christy Shields, and today we are doing food science. We're going to make some homemade butter. Now you're saying, how does butter have anything to do with science? It has a lot to do with science. And this is a really cool, easy experiment to try and also can be very tasty. So what do you need for this experiment? You're going to need an empty jar. I just took a can of sauce, and after I used it, cleaned it out really well, and I'm using that. You can use a mason jar, whatever you have that's going to have a tight lid on top of it. We need that. You need heavy whipping cream, and you're going to need some bowls. This can get a little bit messy, so you may want some paper towels, which I do have back here. So we're going to have these paper towels as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the heavy whipping cream and you're going to measure out 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to open my jar, and you're going to pour it in. All right. And then we're going to stick this into the jar. Now, depending on how cool your whipping cream is, this can take a long time, up to 20 minutes, or this can take a shorter amount of time, and we'll explain that here shortly. So once we're done with that, all we do is we stick the lid on, and we're going to start shaking the cream. And we're going to shake for a long time. We're going back to the 1800s where we're making our own butter. So we're going to shake this for a really long time, and we're going to have a chemical reaction happening as we do this. So what's happening when we're shaking this cream? Well, first it's going to turn into more of a whipped cream, and then we're going to see it turn into a butter. So that's kind of what's really cool about this experiment. You've got certain things that are going to happen with this as we head through, and at the end you have butter and you can actually use it. All you need to do is, if you want to, you can salt the butter. So as I'm shaking, because again this is going to take quite a bit of time, we are going to look at the graphic and explain here what is happening. So what is heavy whipping cream made out of? Well, it's made out of milk, which has fats and liquids. So when they're shaken, the solids that are in the milk break apart from the liquids. And this reaction will happen faster at room temperature. So if your cream is at room temperature, it's going to take a lot shorter of amount of time compared to if it's cold. Now, right now, mine is a little bit chilly, so it is going to take a little bit of time for this reaction to happen, and it will take about approximately, it can take up to 20 minutes. You may want a couple people helping you make this butter. The fat molecules, when heated, this is why it takes a quicker amount of time when it's at room temperature. When they're heated, they move faster because they have more energy. So it's kind of how molecules work in general. The warmer they are, the faster they move, but we are going to see this reaction happening. So again, science behind it. You've got your milk or your heavy whipping cream, and the fats and molecules are going to start to separate as we shake it, and you may even feel the jar getting a little bit cooler on the outside as we continue to shake the cream. So we're going to continue to shake this, and let's see, we can check it out and see what we've got going on in here. So at this point it's still kind of a liquid, and we are going to continue to have to, again, shake and shake and shake this, but you kind of see more of a liquid. So we're going to continue. And once you get it to a whipped cream, you want to continue to shake it, because when you get it to a whipped cream, and I was trying this yesterday, I was like, man, I think this is it. But it will continue to separate, and as it does, you're going to want to take your bowl and take whatever the liquid is that's in the jar and dump it and continue to shake it until you get that butter. So we're going to continue to do this. If we want to bring up the graphic again, we can just show you what's going on here with this. So when fats and liquids are shaken, the solids break apart from the liquids. Reaction will happen faster at room temperature. Fat molecules, when heated, move faster because they have more energy. I want to get it to the point where we can start seeing that separation here, and then we'll use a little bit of TV magic to show you what it looks like when you're done. So now we've been shaking this butter for a very long time, and you can kind of hear it turning. You can hear like a liquid in it. So we've turned it from that whipped cream. You can see now we've got kind of some butter going on in there. You see the butter, but there's also liquid. So what we want to do here, because now we've had that chemical reaction and it has separated the buttermilk and also the liquids and the fats. So the butter is now separated from the liquid. So we want to pour that out. And now you can see you kind of have butter, and we keep doing this until we continue to separate the liquid and the solid. Now this can get a little bit slippery because it is butter, so you want to be careful as you do this. But you want to do this until there's no buttermilk left in this jar with the butter. So we're going to continue to do this, and it continues to separate out. Pour that out. All right, we're going to continue to shake the butter. I think we're almost there where we've separated most of the buttermilk and the butter. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. So next you want to take another bowl and you want to get the butter out of the jar. And we've got butter here. Now you want to clean it before you actually eat it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stick a little bit of water in it. So I'm going to go back to the sink here. And basically you just want to rinse the butter off and move it around in the water a little bit. And then you will drain it out into the sink. And you've got butter that you can basically eat. But again, you want to clean it off before you do that. And then if you want to, you can easily put the butter in fridge, which is what I did yesterday. And voila, you've got butter to enjoy. I just think this is amazing. And this is what's really cool about science, because science and food is all related. So thank you for watching this episode of Science with Shields. We're going to have more really cool episodes involving food coming up in the next few weeks.